Just wow. Fucking wow. This is despicable right here. The defense came to play and the offense didn't. The defense did everything in their power to keep this team in the goddamn game. They played hard as they can, and the offensive game plan was just shitty. Player execution was shitty. Everything was just horrible for this Bears offense. And if anybody wants to keep their job, guess what? You're not going to keep it after a performance like this, especially the game planning for Matt Nagy and Bill Lazor. Now, I can say right off back, it's all Bill Lazor and Matt Nagy fault. Matter of fact, this is exactly what the fuck I'm going to say. Because Matt Nagy was calling the goddamn plays. And if you can say that he wasn't, that's a goddamn lie. Because they already showed a cutscene with him with his face in the goddamn playbook. Players undisciplined, not doing anything. It's just all fucking bad right now. Undisciplined players like Anthony Miller does not need to be on this team. You already know you down one of your best receivers in Mooney, and the hell you go getting ejected from the game because you still pissed off about what happened over 2 months ago, and you still just decide that you're going to be that guy, right? Javon Williams dropping the ball, dropping a touchdown that could have at least made halftime even more better with the Bears being in the lead. No halftime adjustments. Still the same game plan going into the second half. Don't change nothing. The defense was on the field the second half majority of the game. That's the story of the Bears season right there. That's the story of the Bears season. And a lot of people is going to blame Mitchell Trubisky for the Bears loss, which is halfway right and halfway no. Mitchell Trubisky cannot execute if the goddamn play caller is not calling the right plays. Once and just period. You have to be able to call the right plays in the right situations in order to put your players in the right position to succeed, and we did not see that on the offensive side of the football. On top of that, Mitchell Trubisky not using his legs when it's available to take off and run if possible. He only did that maybe one damn time. And it's crazy because I root for Mitchell Trubisky. I root for the Chicago Bears, and it's sad to see because once again the haters have been proven right. Everyone that hates the Bears is gonna laugh, and rightfully so, because this team did not show up whatsoever offensively and put the defense in the worst type of bind when they was performing at their best. They perform at their best without Roquan Smith, without Jalen Johnson, and the offense can't put up no more than 3 goddamn points. That's a shame. That's a shame to look at as a Bears fan. It's a shame to look at, period. It's a fucking shame. That is ridiculous to be looking at as a Bears fan. Now the score right now is 27-3. They're going to kick the extra point. They're going to score. It seemed like Breeze was short, but they're still gonna punch it in. They're still gonna fucking punch it in because this Bears team is abysmal offensively. How is it that coaches cannot make halftime adjustments? How is it that? But the Bears lose, and the Saints is going to the second round. I was at least hoping that this Bears team would be able to put up a fight. Just put up a huge fight. And the first half they did. It was just the offense couldn't score. The offense couldn't score, and Coach Nagy sitting there looking like a goddamn goofball. Because he wants to run the goddamn show so goddamn bad, he is willing to make sure this team fails. And I still fully believe, because he do not want Mitchell Trubisky as his quarterback, he took back over the goddamn play caller because he knows that he is coming back and he do not want Trubisky back. So he took over the goddamn play caller. And he called the most horrendous goddamn plays ever. Now some people gonna be like, what head coach would do that? Any head coach that does not want that quarterback on their team. If a coach do not like you and he doesn't have the power to get rid of you, he will make sure that your ass is gone before he is. And that's exactly what happened. Now the role could be reversed and it wind up being Matt Nagy and Chuck Pagano gone and Mitch stays and they get a better coach. And hopefully things pan out. But I don't think that's going to happen. The worst fear that is going to happen that they're going to blow up this goddamn team. And this team is going to wind up being right back to 5 and 10, 6 and 10, 5 and 11, 3 and 13 fucking seasons. And it's already been difficult over the past 2 seasons seeing 8 and 8. And you Bears fans really want to see mediocrity at its worst. If this is mediocrity right now, imagine what's going to happen when this team get blown up. It's all bad. It's all bad for this Bears team. And I got a headache right now just doing this video because it was just horrible. Horrible to see. Horrible to see as a Bears fan. Horrible to see. The most I can do right now is at least give the New Orleans Saints their props because they came to play offensively and defensively, especially offensively in the second half. They made their adjustments. They actually watched the film. They actually seen what we did against them that held them to 7 points in the first half, and they adjusted and they was able to put up 20 in the second half. Bears coaches are so goddamn docile, man. They like, oh well, even though it hasn't quite been working fully, we're going to stick with the same game plan. We're not going to make no adjustments for this team because we got them exactly where we want them in a low-scoring game. Well, guess what? You still have to put up points. You have to put up points, and that's something that Nagy and the coaching staff offensively just did not do. And it's fucking ridiculous. Now, what I'm really hoping is that they bring back all these players, these fantastic players for the Chicago Bears because this is not a bad team. It is just horrible coaching. Horrible coaching. Why are you still trying to do all underneath stuff when it is not open, when they are sitting on the routes and you are not running double moves with your receivers to try to get them deep downfield? At least 15, 20 yards downfield. They did it a few times with Allen Robinson, but wasn't able to do it with other players. Hey, matter of fact, I get why. Because they can't catch the goddamn football. Why is Javon Williams active and not Riley Ridley? Someone that is an excellent route runner. He hasn't played much all season. Why not give him a chance instead of Javon Williams? You put in 2 players that cost the Bears the game the first time they played the New Orleans Saints. And you make sure that those 2 guys are still active, and both guys contributed to nothing. Both of them. Anthony Miller, trash. He does not deserve to be on this team anymore. Him and Javon Williams, both of them need to get up out of here, along with Matt Nagy and Chuck Pagano. Now, I will admit Chuck Pagano called a very good game for this defense. It was just the simple fact that this defense was out there this whole time, but inconsistencies does lead to losses. And the inconsistencies from their offense is what led to this loss. Just like the inconsistencies of the defense leading up to this point over the last 6-7 games also led to this loss. But I guess, man, this is Jonah Pipney back with another sports reaction, talking about Chicago Bears getting their ass just handed to them 28-3 in the wild card round of the fucking playoffs. All right, people, I'm fucking gone.